Attention in the barn, attention in the barn. The show is set to start in about 15 minutes. Just want to update you guys on that. And we are working to get a live stream going, and so we will update that. If you are interested in the live stream, you can go to juniorlivestockexpo.com, and your folks back home can watch that. So thank y'all.
First call, Heat 1, Senior Showmanship. Madeline Talent, Whitney Fink, Alex Johnson, Harper Gurley, Alita Hill, Callie Mayfield. First call, Senior Showmanship, Heat 1.
Just want to make a few quick announcements about photos. Since everything is today, we will be taking showmanship pictures following each division. So following senior showmanship, we will do those photos in the ring, and then we will go into intermediate. Following intermediate, we'll take photos, and then we'll go on to junior. Once we get to the breeding show, we will do the entire breeding show, and then we will take pictures at the end of that show. And then we will do the same thing for the market show. So following breeding show, those pictures will take place. We'll pin the pigs in and hold, and then we'll do pictures one at a time. Same thing for market. So just like last year if you were here. If you have any questions, feel free to come up and ask. Thank y'all. Just a reminder that we are live streaming the event, so if you would like to watch that or tell folks back home, they can go to juniorlivestockexpo.com to watch the show live stream. It will pop up at the bottom of that homepage on juniorlivestockexpo.com. Thank you.
Heat 2, Senior Showman, please report to the holding pen. Heat 2, Senior Showman, please report to the holding pen. Our judge today is Mr. A.J. Ginter from Ohio. He's a graduate of The Ohio State University. He's an ag lender, so kids, listen up now. He might be able to loan you some money. He and his wife and 4 children raise show stock. He's judged at various places across the country, and we appreciate him taking time to be with us here this afternoon. Heat 2, Senior Showman, please be making your way to the holding pen.
Well, good afternoon. Certainly a pleasure to be in Alabama. I got up early this morning. Last evening, I texted Colton a picture of my canceled flight, and I thought, boy, we're not going to make it to Alabama tomorrow. And then luckily had an audible and got things changed. Happy to be here, happy to be with you, and excited to work through things today. It's going to be a little longer than maybe what you expected. But we'll make it smooth. We get into our first class as senior showman. Anybody that knows our family, we take that pretty seriously. My oldest is pretty competitive and is pretty good at what she does, and there's days she has off days, but a lot of days she's dialed in, and I think both of these young ladies are dialed in as well. We get this pair out here. For me, though, one of them transitions just a shot better than the other. And keeps her project on the turns and just makes those transitions around the front and around the back just a little more seamless to me. That particular one has been on the move the most consistent, got me the most views. They're both very, very good, though, so I hate to have to place one second. But today, the one that's going to win is the young lady on my left. The young lady to my right is going to be second. I think they're both very, very good. Again, for the younger kids in the back, showmanship's about a teammate. And the young lady that starts had a little easier teammate to drive. She just kind of settled in and got around the ring and made it look easy here for me today. I thought both of them are very, very exceptional. Young lady there on the far side with the blue gilt's going to come out in 3. And again, tough class and a tough pair up on the top end to kind of get yourself around, because not quite as consistent with hitting me with the extra views from a front and rear perspective. You're very good at getting me off to the profile and giving me that particular look. Didn't see that one as often. The next 2 young ladies that come out, I thought did a really good job with eye contact. Certainly they know where they need to go. Their teammate simply stopped and started. The young lady with the red gilt really struggled to get her head out of the dirt and get her to move. And again, you have a different teammate on a different day, certainly a different result. If you would, let's congratulate those young ladies as they head back.
Well, thanks, Judge. Placing first and second here in this first heat was Madeline Talent and Alex Johnson. Heat 2 is in the ring. Coming into the ring now, there should be 6 entries. Molly Cox, Dalton Fink, Bailey Brown, Philip Belcher, Tucker Ross, and Anna Broach-Deloach. Heat 3, senior showmanship, need to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 3, senior showmanship, need to be making your way to the holding pen. But a recap from the last class, first went to Madeline Talent, second, Alex Johnson, third, Harper Gurley, fourth, Whitney Fink, and fifth, Alita Hill. Heat 3, need to be bringing your pigs exhibitors to the holding pen. We have 4 heats of senior showmanship, then we'll bring the top end back for an overall 5. Have pictures taken, and then we'll start with intermediate. Heat 3, senior showmanship. Please make your way to the holding pen. Heat 3, senior showmanship.
Well, certainly another good group of seniors. Let's give these kiddos a big round of applause. At the end of the day, these are the two that from start to finish gave me the best looks, gave me the most views, and then stayed the most consistent as far as staying in the center of the ring, having eye contact, being in the right position, keeping their particular projects moving kind of at the right pace. And then when it gets tough and it gets time to cut grass and make your decision, there's one of them to me that, again, transitions just a shot smoother, was a little more consistent, I guess, and being diligent to get to the open area and get me that chest view, get me the side, and then get me a three-quarter. I think they're both very, very good and certainly exemplary in terms of their showmanship capabilities. But today, young lady with the blue gilt's going to be first. Young lady with the white gilt's going to be second. Both of them doing extremely, extremely good job out here. We go ahead and turn out the young guy there with the belted bear that's very, very well presented. He does a great job of profiling that bear, but at times I never really saw his chest unless I really went after it and looked for it. I never saw a big rear view, but man, he's good in terms of eye contact. He knows where he needs to go, but we've got to see a little more consistency, getting me a three-dimensional look and making it easy, because showmanship, simply put, is to make the judge's job easy to evaluate your project, and if all I see is just a side profile, makes it a little more difficult. And so for that reason, you're there in three. The young man that comes in four certainly trying hard and gets after it, and again, it's a judge's personal preference. I saw this bear stop and start just a shot more, and again, at the initial drive, came out and parked. Showmanship scenario, I guess it's a personal opinion of mine to keep driving and don't shut them down because it's a showmanship contest, and so little things have to sort them. It is the senior division, and so personal preferences do come into play. The young lady with the black gilt there has got one that just stopped and started, and her project was a little tougher for her to drive. She didn't get that thing out on a real constant pace here for us today, but again, eye contact, ring presence, all things doing a great job there. Again, let's give those kids a nice round as they head back.
Thanks, Judge. Before we'll announce results from this second heat of senior showmanship, Heat 3 is coming to the ring. We need Heat 4 senior showman to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 4 senior showman, you need to be making your way to the holding pen. Placing first in this Heat 2 of senior showmanship, Bailey Brown. Anna Brooke Deloach was second. Lee County's Philip Belcher was third. Dalton Fink was fourth, and rounding out the class was Molly Cox in fifth. What's going to be going on today, at the conclusion of Heat 4, all the first place winners are going to be brought back in, get the overall champion senior showman. The second place winner from that class will get to come back to compete with the others. So just because you're second or third doesn't mean you're not going to have an opportunity to possibly come back. But in the ring now is Heat 3, senior showman, exhibitors 16 plus. We need Heat 4, senior showman, to be making your way to the holding pen.
Well, a good third class seniors to work through. If you would, let's give these five another nice round of applause for a job well done out here. And again, we've got a breeding gilt show and a market show to follow this. And so as a dad, I just think about, hey, let's not tire the pigs out. Let's give each kid a fair opportunity. But then if your mind's made up and you know it's not going to change the longer they drive, there's no reason for it. And so in this case, pretty simple for me to find our class winner. Always stays on the right side of the project, gets you the views, really good at just profiling and getting me the looks that it takes from a showmanship perspective. The one that's in second, when I got behind and circled up, crossed between her project and myself. And so little things can sort them in a senior division, and it's pretty easy for me. Young lady with the red gilt's going to be our class winner. The young lady with the belted gilt's going to be second. I thought both of them did an extremely good job. My congratulations to both you young ladies. Young guy there that comes out with the belted gilt, your teammate was getting a little tired on you there, and that's no fault of yours. But again, not as consistent at staying in the center of the ring at that 10 to 15 feet. At times you get a good pass going, and then you'll slip right in behind me. So I just ask you to get right out there in front of me. The two young ladies that round out this particular drive, their teammates were very uncooperative. They wanted to kind of ride to the rail and hang out to the outside. And again, if your teammate's not going to cooperate, again, it's difficult to compete in showmanship. Let's give all these kids a big round of applause as they head back.
Well, thanks, Judge. Coming to the ring now will be Heat 4. Senior showman, but placing first in Heat 3 was Sarah Kate Stitcher of Randolph County. Cameron Bowman was second from Cherokee County. Third was Paxton Goins from Randolph County. Briley Murray was fourth, and fifth was Chloe Ford. A reminder that all the first place from these four heats, you'll come back in for the overall showman. The second place exhibitor from that class will come back to compete for the top five until we get those placings done. But coming to the ring now is Heat 4. There should be 5 entries in this class. Addison Hammonds, Travis Smith, Tennyson Holmesley, John Michael Murphy, and Caitlin Dunmar. We need the first place exhibitors from each of the heats, 1, 2, and 3, to be making your way to the holding pen. Madeline Talent from Heat 1, Bailey Brown from Heat 2, and Sarah Kate Stitcher from Heat 3 in second place need to be on standby.
A good class and a good trio of showmen up here on the top end of this particular drive. It's the last heat in the senior division, and we've had good classes all the way through. I thought each one of these three deserved to be out here and still driving because two of them are just a little different than each other, and then there's one for me, again, class winner, calm, cool, and collected, just uses the ring effortlessly out here, and then just maintains control, doesn't overuse the whip, and just gets them out wide and then gets to the center, gets you all the looks that you want. The young lady here to my left is going to go ahead and start. She does a very, very good job. 2 and 3 is where the debate for this guy comes. The young man's like a NASCAR driver. He's quick, he's fast, he wants to get to where he wants to go. At times I'd like to slow you down just a little bit because it'll get you in trouble in the middle of the ring. And then the young lady's more calm, cool, and collected, but I didn't see her quite as fluent in terms of just keeping her gilt out on the roll. But again, at the end of the day, the one I saw getting the least amount of trouble and just maintained a good pace and a good speed the whole time. Young lady's going to be second. The young guy's going to be third here. Congratulations to each one of those young people on a job well done. We go ahead and turn out 4 and 5 there. Again, 4 is a young guy that's trying hard and certainly does a good job with eye contact. Wasn't as quick to the open areas. I didn't see him in the center of the ring quite as often. The young guy with the Duroc bear there, a little harder pig to drive because he's a little injured out back and just doesn't handle himself. But at the same time, I've caught him on the wrong side of his pig a couple of times. You always want to keep the project between yourself and the judge, and so for that reason, got him into the pens. Good class. My compliments to those kids.
Thanks, Judge. Before we announce the placing for that, we have the top showmen from each of the 4 heats. From Heat 1, we have Madeline Talent. From Heat 2, Bailey Brown. From Heat 3, Paxton Goins. And from Heat 4, Addison Hammonds. But placing first, oh, my bad, Sarah Kate Stitcher from Heat 3. But Heat 4 placing first, Addison Hammonds. Caitlin Dumar was second. Travis Smith third. John Michael Murphy fourth, and Tennyson Holmesley fifth. Second place winners from each of the 4 heats need to be on standby. We're going to select our top 5 senior showmen. At the conclusion of the top 5, we will take pictures, so exhibitors return to the backdrop with your stick and banner, but no pig.
It's been a good senior division. Going to have a little fun with the 4 young ladies here before we go ahead and pick you a winner. I know we've got a lot to do today, but I do think it's important to give these young ladies an opportunity to come to the mic, introduce themselves, and tell me what 4-H or FFA club they're a part of. And then I want each one of you to tell me why 4-H and FFA is important to you and why it's important for other young people here in the barn. So whoever wants to start.
Good afternoon. My name is Bailey Brown, and I'm from the Pleasant Valley FFA chapter. This is my 5th year showing, and I think that FFA is important and pig showing is because it has taught me so much responsibility, patience, just there's nothing else that teach you that other than showing FFA, everything like that.
Good evening. My name is Madeline Talent. I'm from the Alexandria FFA chapter, and I'm in my 8th year of showing. I think the most important thing about FFA and livestock showing as a general is it really helps kids reach their full potential, and I think we're all about empowering young people, and I think that's why FFA is so important. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Addison Hammonds. I'm from the Weaver FFA Livestock, and I think FFA is important to me because it improves you a lot as a person, and it also lets you meet new people around the world. So I think it really improves you as a person.
Good job.
Hey everyone, my name is Sarah Kate Stitcher and I'm from the Wedowee FFA chapter. This is my 5th year showing pigs, and I think that this community is one of the best communities that you can be in. Kind of going off of what the other girls said, all of the life qualities that it teaches you that you will bring farther into life with whatever career you choose, and also just the friendships that are made.
I always like to do that because I remember when I was their age and a judge asked you to come to the mic. If you think that's easy for maybe 1 or 2 of these young ladies, you'd be kidding yourself, because if you're out here with them, you could feel their heart beating, and just having to express themselves on a microphone. It might be the first time, might be the last time, or maybe they'll do it many times in the future. I thought these 4 young ladies were extremely, extremely good. We will drop in the second place to get you a reserve, and then so on and so forth here. Not going to take a bunch of time. I thought your overall showman was pretty easy to find, pretty easy to call the most consistent. For this guy, just has the show ring attitude and mannerisms, and then uses the ring extremely well. Has a good posture, doesn't overdo it, doesn't get in trouble. Best showman today, young lady right here.
Okay, we need Alex Johnson from Heat 1. Alex Johnson from Heat 1.
We dropped second in that particular drive-in, and again, adds to the field. All four of these young ladies do an extremely, extremely good job. Parents, you should be proud. FFA and 4-H advisors, darn sure proud as well. I'd be terrible if I didn't keep a pair of them together, because when they came in class, I thought they were good. And again, they were the best two that I saw today. They did a great job in class, and again, didn't make this one overworked for reserve senior showman, but darn sure deserving. Young lady right here is going to be reserved.
Okay, we need Harper Gurley from Heat 1. Harper Gurley from Heat 1. Okay, thank you, Judge. Our overall champion senior showman is Madeline Talent. Reserve champion showman was Alex Johnson. Third overall, Addison Hammonds. Bailey Brown was the fourth overall, and Caitlin Dumar was the fifth overall. So exhibitors, please return with your stick and banner to the backdrop to have your picture taken. We need Heat 1 intermediate showman to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 1 intermediate showman to be making your way to the holding pen. Sticks and ribbons. Okay, entering the ring now is Heat 1 of Intermediate Showman. These exhibitors are 13 to 15 years of age. We need Heat 2, Intermediate Showman, to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 2, Intermediate Showman, please be making your way to the holding pen.
let's give these kids a nice round of applause. A good first class in our intermediate division. I'd be lying if I didn't just say that our winner wins and pretty handily, in my opinion, and that starts at the first impression as they come through, and then the follow through once this young person gets out here, just quite gets after it, uses the ring, really good in terms of transitions, calm, cool, and collected, and an easy find for this guy. Young lady right here has to start this particular class. 2 and 3 gets a little closer for me. The young person closest to me is going to go ahead and be second. And right here at the end, your transitions were just a shot smoother. Again, I saw the side profile of your project a bunch, but relative to our class winner, you kind of hovered right in the center and just didn't get me the extra views. But again, great job with eye contact. Much the same for the young person in 3. Again, very, very consistent. When I got in close and I asked these young people to transition, all 3 of our top end got around the front and used their whip extremely good. The young lady here that comes out with a calico, again, does a good job, knows where she wants to go, maybe stops and starts a little more than what we're going to call ideal, but the biggest issue is I caught her on the wrong side of her project a time or two, and again, at this age, that's an easy sort for this guy. Young lady's got a tough barrel to drive. That barrel wants to just be a little slower and just doesn't allow her to get out and use the ring, and again, I got her on the wrong side as well, but certainly does a great job in terms of knowing where she wants to be. She's just got to have a partner in crime that wants to get after it. The 2 young people we round out with here, again, a different partner on a different day. They get up the line, but for here today, they wanted to stay along the rail. They wanted to be more stop and start than what we're going to call ideal out here. And again, they're trying hard, having fun. Let's give all these kids a nice round of applause as they head back.
Thanks, Judge. Before we announce the results from this first heat, Heat 2, intermediate showmen are coming into the ring. We need Heat 3, intermediate showman, to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 3, intermediate showman, to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 2 is entering the ring, but placing first in this first heat of intermediate showman is Rose Hodnett of Tallapoosa County. Madison West of Calhoun County is second. Maggie West of Calhoun County is third. Jada Woodrow is fourth from Calhoun County. Fifth, Kendall Price of Elmore County. Sixth, Ansley Dougal from Calhoun County. And seventh, Carson Gordon from Elmore County. In the ring now, we have Heat 2, Heat 3, intermediate showmen need to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 3, intermediate showmen, please be making your way to the holding pen.
probably a situation though one day where it would make sense.
I would love for that to be. I mean, what if this, if you have like a really good speaker or something like that, maybe a single session that's not only taped in the room, because this also can be taken while it's doing all the switching and all that kind of stuff. And then you got to file it in, but then let's say it goes out on YouTube on your social media or Facebook or something like that on some keynote address or something.
No, exactly. So I could see a situation where we use it for that. Like it would have to be like this is like a banged up speaker.
Yeah, we get a really nationally known speaker and stuff, and then bring all 4 cameras in and start really make a production out of it. I'm sure he's looking at it. I'm sure, I'm sure somebody is talking about it. Yeah, we're gonna do YMCA.
Another good class. Let's give these young kids a big round of applause. Honestly, a little deeper class. Probably go 4 here that a guy could stand out here and again talk about the differences. But at the end of the day, the smoothest in terms of transitions. I know we talk about that a lot, but pigs look the best when they're on the move, and when you don't have them stopping and starting, it's always a lot easier to just dial in and kind of get what you need to see. And I thought both of these did that to a very, very high degree. To me, when I press up on them, one of them's just a little more calm, cool, and collected. One of them, just from the word go, gives you that first impression as they come through the gates, like, hey, I'm here and I'm ready to rip, and it's memorable, and it's close. But the one I like the very best, the young fellow on the far side, congratulations to him. Let's take nothing away from the young lady here with the red gill. You do a fine job, young lady. At times, though, you're a little faster than the young guy and just get a little more anxious when I get in close. Great handshake, by the way, as well. She does an awesome job in terms of just knowing where she needs to go. Again, if I sent you in and said, hey, go try to win a pig show, you're a NASCAR driver. You get where you need to go. You do want to be a NASCAR. I like it. Ricky Bobby all the way. Young guy that comes out next, again, knows where he needs to go. He's got his project fit up very, very nicely. When I got in close here on this one spin here, it took you a minute to come back to eye contact. I don't know if a little nervous there, but again, you just kind of lost focus and didn't give me as consistent with eye contact. But I thought ring presence, knowing where you needed to go. Again, maybe not quite as smooth. When I kind of circled you up, you get a little faster around the front, but hey, that's being really critical of a good showman. Congratulations to you as well. Young lady that comes out next, again, eye contact. She could be in a staring contest all day long. At the same time, personal preference of mine, I'd probably drop your offhand with the brush. It's okay to just let it, there you go, just kind of let it hang out. Make yourself look just a little more comfortable to me, but at the same time, knows where she needs to go. I saw her project a lot in the center of the ring. Again, stopped and started just a little more than maybe some of the others. Young guy here was cruising out here, got out and about in the ring, but again, not as consistent to the center of the ring, not as consistent with eye contact, and again, didn't have as much control. If you would, let's one more time, give him a nice hand.
Thanks, Judge Ginter. We appreciate that. Placing first in Heat 2 was Colton Simpson. Second, Addison Payne. Ira Cleary was third. Elizabeth Belcher fourth, and rounding out the class in fifth, Asher Williams. In the ring now, or coming into the ring, we have Heat 3 of intermediate showmen. Heat 3, intermediate showmen making their way into the ring. We need Heat 4 exhibitors to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 4. Exhibitors need to be making your way to the holding pen, but a recap from Heat 2, first was Colton Simpson. And Colton, you're the first young man to win a heat today. Second was Addison Payne. Ira Cleary was third. Elizabeth Belcher was fourth, and fifth was Asher Williams. At the conclusion of the top 5 intermediate, we will be taking pictures before we begin with the junior showman.
Another good class here. If you would, one more time, let's give these kids a nice round of applause for doing an excellent job. Again, our top pair soared up for me relatively quickly. They're the calm, cool, and collected pair that get their projects to the 10 to 15 range, get me a few views, and then maintain eye contact, maintain the appropriate speed, and don't get frazzled when I get right in close and push on them to shoot around the front. They transition smoothly. Again, there's subtle differences between our top pair. I'd like to change the young lady that's going to win because at times she does use her knees, and I don't some guys that harp on her and beat her because of it, but past that, she is the best showman in this particular drive by some margin, in my opinion. First impression is memorable, and then uses the ring extremely, extremely good. And again, not going to hold her back, getting a little fired up there for just a second. She maintained composure, and that's the key. The young lady with the belted bear is going to go ahead and start this particular class. Young lady here to my left with the Calico Guild. Again, you're calm, cool, and collected. You use the center of the ring. I didn't see out in the open quite as much. There was a time or two you got jammed up in the crowd, but again, maybe got cut off and kind of came to your detriment, but I thought both of you did a great, great job. Young lady that comes in 3, she does a great job of knowing where she wants to go. She's the quickest to get there, but again, that becomes your demise in this particular drive because when I got in close, really got fast and quick. I'd just like you to calm, take a breath, and just transition a little more smoothly. And then when they got tied up there, kind of ran theirs right into another. And so it's personal preference out here, and again, I thought those 3 young ladies did an extremely, extremely good job. The young guy here, we got into the circle game out here. I just asked you to kind of transition around the front, cut me off, and get me a side view, but past that, awesome job with eye contact. You've got your heavy-featured, stout structured gilt for sure, and you do a nice job. We just got to go ahead and transition just a shot better. Young guy here that comes next did a good job of staying in the center of the ring. Simply put, stopped and started just too much. And was a little more laid back than what I call ideal. Young lady, if you have a different teammate, you probably have a different result. You've got a big stout one that wants to hang out towards the rail and gave you fits from the jump, and for that reason you got in a little quicker. But again, I can tell you have the ring presence and the mannerisms that I would like. It's just you got to have one to come out and show. So if you would, let's give these kids a nice round of applause as they head back.
Thanks, Judge. Before we announce the results from Heat 3, Heat 4 intermediate showmen are entering the ring. At the conclusion of Heat 4, we'll bring the first place winners back to start with our top 5. And we ask that the second place exhibitors be on standby. But placing first in Heat 3 was McKenna Martin of Tallapoosa County. Maggie Yarbrough from Randolph County was second. Third also went to a Randolph County member, Aubrey Pilgrim. Fourth, Trip McMurray of Lee County. Fifth, Dallin Ziegler of Talladega County. And rounding out the class in sixth was Helena Pruitt from Calhoun County. At the conclusion of Heat 4, we'll bring the first place winners back to start selecting the overall top 5. And at the conclusion of the overall top 5 selection, we'll have pictures. Exhibitors, you'll need to return with your sticks and banners. Then we'll begin junior showmanship. But a recap from Heat 3 in the intermediate, we had McKenna Martin first. Maggie Yarbrough was second. Third went to Aubrey Pilgrim. Fourth, Trip McMurray. Fifth, Dallin Ziegler. And Helena Pruitt was sixth. In this Heat 4, we have 6 exhibitors: Terry Meadows, Brooklyn Cobb, Abigail Cone, Kendall Castleberry, Parker Goins, and Piper Baker.
A good last class, intermediate showman. For last class, let's give these kids that participated a nice hand. It's not hard to figure out what kind of style that this guy likes from a showman perspective. They've got to have some ring presence. They've got to have a first impression. Then they got to stay in the center of the ring and get you as many views as you possibly could. One of them did that the most consistent for me. One of them, again, transitions. And again, as we get right close here at the end, transition around the front, got into the go button, and then got her to go. And then the other one maybe circled back and pushed back into me. But again, our class winner from the jump, I thought she'd be in contention. Young lady there on the far side is going to win this particular class. The young man, I'll tell you what, you do an awesome job of just hanging in there, because every time I looked up, you were right there in front of me. You really didn't do anything wrong other than just kind of pushing back into me on the last turn, and maybe didn't get me as many views, but I could call you Mr. Profile, because I saw that bear as many times past the center of the ring from a side view as any of them. Again, I could tune you up just a shot and give you just a little more ring presence, but again, I thought no holes, saw that one on the move the next most often, so my congratulations to him. The young lady that comes out third, your bear got a little tired and wanted to go stop and go right at the end when it got close and we had to make a decision, and for that reason you win in 3, but again, eye contact, presence, knowing where you need to go and knowing where you need to be, all spot on. Young lady here, when I went to circle, you get a little excited. We got to slow you down, transition you a little smoother, but I thought you did a great job, again, knowing and being attentive to where the judge was at all times, so my compliments to you. Your project wanted to be a little tired and get off to the side, but more importantly, when you get off to the profile and you try to make your go, you get a little forward and up on her shoulder, and that's why she wants to stop and go. So I'd tell you just to stay back on her hip, kind of drive from a little further back towards her hip rather than up by her shoulder. Young fella here, again, came out, had good eye contact. His bear was more stop and go than on the go. For that reason, he got in quick. Let's give those kids a nice hand as they head back.
Thanks, Judge. We're ready to bring our first place entries from the 4 heats of intermediate showmen. From heat 1, we have Rose Hodnett. From heat 2, we have Colton Simpson. From heat 3, we have McKenna Martin. And from heat 4, we have Brooklyn Cobb. But placing first in heat 4 was Brooklyn Cobb. Terry Meadows was second. Kendall Castleberry third. Piper Baker fourth. Fifth went to Abigail Cohn. And rounding out the class in 6th was Parker Goins. At the conclusion of the overall top 5, we'll have pictures taken. Exhibitors, please bring your sticks and your banners with you, and then we'll begin with junior showmen. But a recap from heat 4, first Brooklyn Cobb, second Terry Meadows, third Kendall Castleberry, fourth Piper Baker, fifth Abigail Cohn, and 6th Parker Goins.
a good intermediate division and a great top end. Let's give these kids that were first in their class a nice round of applause. And some would say, hey, Ginter, you didn't work them very long. And I'd say, well, we could work them as long as I wanted to stand out here and watch, and my decision wouldn't change. And I can promise you that. There's one individual that came through the gates, monopolized my time, got me all 3 views quickly, got out of the way, and then gave me a couple, 2, 3 good passes. And, hey, if you can do that and the others don't, it's pretty easy to go to the mic and say we've got a winner. Young lady, you've got her. Congratulations to her. Good job.
Okay, we need Madison West from Heat 1. Madison West from Heat 1.
Drop that second place in, and again, a good young show person there that does an extremely good job, but I think it gets tighter between the 3 that won their classes, and then maybe even tighter between a pair of them, and yet at the same time, when I watch them drive, one of them's really calm, cool, and collected, can get after the project if that young person has to get him cracked back in line, but then will settle right back in and get you the views that you like, really good with eye contact, gets you all the, again, a side, a rear, and a 3/4, and then he'll bring them at you and get you a chest. Young man, you're going to be reserved. Congratulations. Good job.
Okay, we need Addison Payne from Heat 2. Addison Payne from Heat 2. Okay, thanks, Judge. Our overall intermediate champion is Rose Hodnett. The reserve overall intermediate champion, Colton Simpson. Third overall, McKenna Martin. Fourth overall, Addison Payne. And fifth overall, Brooklyn Cobb. We need these 5 exhibitors to be making your way back here to the backdrop to have your picture taken with your stick and your banner. First call for Heat 1, Junior Showman. First call here for Heat 1, Junior Showman. Please be making your way to the holding pen. But a recap from Intermediate Division of Showmanship. The champion showman, Rose Hodnett. Second overall, Colton Simpson. Third overall, McKenna Martin. Addison Payne was fourth overall, and Brooklyn Cobb fifth overall. Heat 2, Junior Showman, please be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 2, Junior Showman, please be making your way to the holding pen. In the ring now is Heat 1.
Certainly a good class here, and start our junior division, and top trio out here doing an awesome job. And again, same story, just different class. Our class winner is the best in terms of their transitions, in terms of keeping their project moving. When I get in close, there was less stop and start, and then right here, right at the end, got me a good chest view right in the open, and then circled back around and got me a 3/4. The other one stayed to the outside and just made a couple big wide circles, and had a couple opportunities to shoot in and give me the extra look. And so that's how you sort differences, and that's how I see the differences amongst our top pair. First is going to be the young lady with the black hog. Second's going to be the young lady with the do-rock. I thought both were very, very good. The young guy there on the far side does a great job as well. He's a little more stop and start, doesn't get the extra speed. Your gilt's big and stout, and she's a little slow, and so it doesn't allow you to get out in the open, and she wants to stop and start just a little more than ideal relative to the two young ladies. But I thought you did a good job in terms of carrying yourself out here. You had good eye contact. Again, your teammate just didn't cooperate. Here's Mr. Calm, Cool, and Collected, and I'd like to speed you up just a notch relative to the field. Again, I don't think anything would get you excited. You just settle in. You've got great eye contact. Again, you stayed at that 5 to 10. At times maybe got a little closer. I'd like to speed you up and just get you to use the ring a little more efficiently out here. We go ahead and let these other young people out. I thought all three of these kiddos did a nice job. They faded to the perimeter. They didn't quite have the eye contact the others did. And again, on that initial drive, when you come out of the holding pens, the first impression is lasting. And some of these just went directly to the side and didn't give me the extra looks. If you would, let's give these kiddos a big round of applause as they head back.
Thanks, Judge Ginter. Before we announce the results from Heat 1, Heat 2 exhibitors should be entering the ring at the moment. Heat 2. But placing first from Heat 1, Brindley Martin. Macy Simpson was second. Hunter Smith, third. Jax Johnson was fourth. Fifth went to Darcy Johnson. Sixth, Aiden Hammonds. And rounding out the class in seventh was Ashton Cook. Heat 2. There should be 7 entries in this heat.
Well, a good second set of juniors here. If you would, again, let's give them a nice round of applause. Again, it probably seems like I'm prejudiced to the little girls because that's I've got two older little girls at home, and then I've got, I don't know, how old are you, young man? 10? I've got two little boys that are 12, and I can tell you I know how hard it is to wrangle them little 12-year-olds in. I knew how hard it was when they were 10 years old to get them to focus and to not get out of balance in a showmanship drive. And so you get them out here. I thought these two made the best first impression, and then the longer they drive, there was one of them that just kind of drove away with it in terms of getting me the most views the most often. Again, likes to slide around in front of me just a little, but he's 10 years old. What I like the best is little homie over there on the right. He's going to be your class winner. Thought did a very, very good job. You were very conscientious about getting me that front view and then spinning out and getting me a profile. Young lady, that's taking nothing away from you because you're a hot shot as well. That first impression as you come through is very, very good. I didn't see as many views of your big gilt as what I did the young man's, but that's being really, really critical. The little guy over there on the far side in 3, again, he's got the hardest one to drive, and at a young age to have a big stout gilt that doesn't want to cooperate. He did the best he possibly could. At times wanted to stop and start a little more than the other two. At times got a little in close and then maybe would float a little out wide in the peripherals. But again, great eye contact, great ring presence, different teammate on a different day. Certainly we get you up the line. The young lady that comes next, her project quit on her. Just right at the end there, wanted to stop and start. And started to fight her as she tried to drive there at the end. And again, great eye contact, knows where she needs to go. She's got a big gilt that didn't want to finish the job. But again, my compliments to her on a very good job here today. The young lady and the young man we round out with, their projects just didn't cooperate. They were a little slow and got a little further away. More importantly, they were more stop and start throughout the drive. If you would, one more big hand as they head back.
Okay, we need the top 3 from each of these heats. From heat 1, we need Brindley Martin, Macy Simpson, and Hunter Smith. And from heat 2, we need Raiden Lovern, Ruby Hodnett, and Liam Pilgrim. So judge would like to have 6 of you out there from heat 1, Brindley Martin, Hunter Smith, Macy Simpson. From heat 2, Ruby Hodnett, Raiden Lovern, and Liam Pilgrim. But placing first from heat 2 was Raiden Lovern. Second, Ruby Hodnett. Third, Liam Pilgrim. Fourth, Ansley Payne. Fifth, Faith Burton and Fraser Johnson. And sixth, rounding out the class. So the top 3 from each of these 2 heats will be competing for the top 5. Then we'll have our pictures taken. Bring your banner and your sticks, and then we will begin with beginner.
Certainly a good junior division here, and again, like the other divisions, it's pretty easy and cut and dried for me to line these things up. We watched them drive in class, and then as they come back, one of them hit the nail on the head and just, again, took the most time, got the most views, and again, was right front and center from the jump. I thought both of them were very, very good. We're going to go about 3 deep in this particular division. Young man's got him a belt buckle. Congratulations to him.
Good job, sir. You're very welcome. Okay, from heat 2, we need Ruby Hodnett. Ruby Hodnett from Heat 2.
Again, we dropped that second place in, and again, these division drives went just like the first 3 that we've done, or the first 2 that we've done. The first places come out and we drive, and then we drop in the seconds, and so it's been pretty customary, and as they come back, I think it's a close between a pair of them, and yet, again, showmanship is all aspects of all things considered inside the ring, and so for me, I think it's close, but the one I think's next best, and again, held it together the whole time. This one right here is going to be reserve. Good job.
Okay, we need Liam Pilgrim from class, or Heat 2. Liam Pilgrim from Heat 2. Thanks, Judge. Our overall junior showman, Raiden Lovern. Second overall, Ruby Hodnett. Third overall, Brinley Martin. Macy Simpson was 4th overall, and Hunter Smith was 5th overall. Need to return to have your picture taken, but the champion junior showman, Raiden Lovern. The reserve junior champion, Ruby Hodnett. 3rd overall, Brinley Martin. Macy Simpson was 4th overall, and 5th overall was Hunter Smith. We need our beginner showman, Heat 1, to be making your way to the holding pen. Heat 1, beginner showman, need to be making your way to the holding pen.
start to finish, again, was problem-free, knows the positioning the best for this particular group out here. One that wins is the young man here closest to me. Congratulations. Job well done. Oh, very, very good. Second place is going to be the young man with the calico here, and again, he's got him a nice project at times on the wrong side there. I'd like to scoot him around the front and just position him a little differently from time to time, but again, he spent some time brushing that gilt, and so my compliments to him. 3 and 4's a little closer. We're going to go ahead and put the young lady there in third and the young man in fourth. Both of those youngsters were good on eye contact, good at staying in the center of the ring. Maybe didn't stay as smooth and just as out on the move as the other two youngsters out here, but again, a very, very good job. Young lady wins the award for the hardest-headed pig of the day, and yet at times was able to get that spot gilt out here. She's big and stout and doesn't want to cooperate. She knows where she wants to go, and again, a different teammate on a different day, she gets a different result. We round out this particular drive with the young lady and the young man. Again, stopped and started just a little more than ideal, got a little further away than the pack did more often than not. And so, again, my compliments to these young kids on a job well done. Let's send them back with a big round of applause. Good job, sweetheart.
Oops, sorry. Good job, sweetheart.
Thanks, Judge. Placing first in Heat 1 of beginner showmanship was Seth McMurray. Second went to Roop Lovern. Anna Claire Simpkins was third. Cohen Hill was fourth. Finn Johnson fifth. Sixth, Hazel Lucas. Seventh, Lena Chestnut. And eighth was Stetson Ziegler. Entering the ring now is our second heat, beginner showmanship. There should be 7 entries. But once more, winning Heat 1 of beginner showmanship, Seth McMurray. Roop Lovern was second. Anna Claire Simpkins was third. Fourth, Cohen Hill. Finn Johnson was fifth. Sixth, Hazel Lucas. Seventh, Lena Chestnut. And eighth, Stetson Ziegler.
have to do all day is line these kids up in this particular drive because hey, we could do it any which way, and I could tell you on the microphone why I did it the way I did it and how I did it. And so, again, kids, keep working hard. You're doing a great job. It's just, again, unfortunately, we got to get us a placing to get us to the top 5 because I all think they do a great job. They're young, they're energetic, and certainly a bright, bright future. My class winner is going to be the little lady with the white bow. Congratulations to her. She was smiling out here, kept hers in the center of the ring, probably the most often, and again, monopolized my time, I guess, from an eye contact perspective, so good job to her. Second's going to be a young lady right here, so congratulations to her. She smiled, kept her gilt out on the move, and again, a very high-quality showman. Little man's going to be third over there. He had a really tough one to drive. His gilt is a whole lot bigger than he is. He could get a saddle out and try to ride him if he wanted to because she's just ornery and didn't want to cooperate. We go ahead and turn out the little guy there next. He had one that wanted to ride to the rail, and again, the teammate just didn't allow him to drive up the way. Let's go ahead and turn out those other 3 because all did a fantastic job. All great kids out here having fun. Let's give them a big round of applause as they all head back.
Thanks, Judge. Placing first in this Heat 2 beginner was Ella Hopper. Second, Landry Simpkins. Easton Hopper was third. Carter Payne was fourth. Fifth, Grant Bearden. Sixth, Annie Ziegler. Once more, placing first in Heat 2, Ella Hopper. Second, Landry Simpkins. Third, Easton Hopper. Fourth, Carter Payne. Grant Bearden was fifth, and rounding out the class was Anna Ziegler.
Great beginner division. One last time for our showmanship drives. Let's give these 2 kiddos and those ones that are second and third a big round of applause. Again, 2 classes and just 2 classes of them, but again, this is the future of the next divisions for the years to come, and I think the future is absolutely bright. There were some that were in second and third, and again, teammates didn't cooperate. The best 2 here today are out here, and amongst the pair, I think it's easy for me. Little man's got him a belt buckle today. Congratulations to him. They dropped that second place in, and again, that's taking nothing away from the young lady, but that initial class of beginners I thought was deep, and as they grow, it'll be interesting to watch that young guy compete against this little guy because I think they both have a bright, bright future. They both know where they need to be, and again, I thought the class was deep. I thought the class was strong. This little guy here is going to be reserve.
Good job.
Thanks, Judge. Our champion beginner showman is Seth McMurray. The reserve champion showman, Roop Lovern. Ella Hopper was third overall. Anna Claire Simpkins was fourth overall. And fifth overall, Easton Hopper. Congratulations to these winners. We're going to move right into our show. Begin with breeding, AOB, June and July gilts, June and July gilts, AOB Class 1. Entering the ring now is AOB Class 1. These gilts were farrowed June and July of or July 3rd, 2024. There should be 5 entries. Ashton Cook, McKenna Martin, Rose Hodnett, Cameron Bowman, and Ruby Hodnett. These AOB gilts farrowed June to July 3rd of 2024. Would need Class 2 AOB gilts July 15 to August 2024. Exhibitors to be making your way to the holding pen, Class 2 AOB. Class 2 AOB gilts. Exhibitors need to be making your way to the holding pen. There will be no breed champion. We'll take the first place from each of the breeding gilt classes of the purebred and select a top 5 that way. So the first place from each of the classes will be brought back and we will select a top 5.
Interesting first class to work through, and there's a mixed match of breeds, and yet as you mix and match them and you put them together, no matter the color, the densest, stoutest, best ribbed and bodied one that's got the longest upper hip and the best balance from the side is no doubt the Tamworth gilt that starts. I love her with the body. I love her power and just dimension as I get right into her. I'll be the first to admit I'd like to clean her rear hop joints up just a shade, but again, that particular gilt gets out and travels from the side. Her hock doesn't affect her travel out here. She's big in her arms, she's stout in her noggin, and you've got a great look from the side. And that extra length of hip and length of step off of her hind end got the Hampshire gilt that's going to go ahead and be in second. Again, tall fronted, good looking out front. She too is good in the lower pliability of her body there, but at the same time, she shortens in her upper hip. She gets a little more rigid in terms of her rear pastern. She's a bit more stilty and upright in her shoulder and closed in her knee there. I love the front 2/3 of her body there. I love her neat look out front. Simply put, just not enough horsepower and not loose enough to go ahead and beat the Tam. The one that comes next has got a little more condition than what I'm going to call ideal. She is the quickest in terms of her step relative to the first two. But again, if you like them thick-bodied with a little more condition and a little less descript skull, then this gilt's for you. We could rock her shoulder back and stouten her feature. The gilt below her does have more bone and fur and hair, there. And again, if those are things you like to talk about and single trade them, you might have her up a place or two. For me, she's too short in her upper hip. She's too narrow in terms of her skeleton at the base of her body relative to the spread she's got on the top side of her skeleton. But again, the extra feature got the one that comes below her, because this is just a frailer, not near as stout version of the one that's right ahead of her. We need to intensify her bone. We need to open her up at the base of her skeleton there to go any higher. Let's congratulate those kids as they head back. Another good class here to work through. And the young lady's gilt's not going to win on account of her brain. And the young lady's gilt's not going to win on account of her brains or her ambition out here, because she will be the hardest one to drive. But go ahead and